You're not doing anything wrong. You're just being who you thought you had to be in the eyes of others, for others. And that's okay, because that's what you knew, man. That's what you knew. If you knew better, you'd do better. You'd be better. Better meaning better feeling. Better meaning more conscious, maybe. Not better as in superior, just different, but better feeling in your body. So it's okay if you're not who you want to be yet. That's okay. Because the more you catch who you're actually being, and the more you settle down and go, or bring compassion to it, the more the you that you've always wanted and always felt you are steps forward. And that can come in little doses, little moments, a few days at a time, maybe, I don't know. But it does happen. And it's a whole lot different experiencing that than just saying this in words now, on this getting darker day, the rainy day in England. But it does happen. You'll know when you experience it. Like I knew, this is just from experience of just, it wasn't necessarily that I was doing an action. It's when I stopped making it wrong. It's when I stopped making it bad, myself bad, doom scrolling or overeating or binging something. I don't know, just off the top of my head, examples of stuff I have done. And it was really me ceasing making myself wrong. And it's intelligence in action. It's just intelligence under constraint is the best I've heard of the patterns that we do, that we, operate from sometimes. It's just our emotional and nervous system intelligence operating under constraint, what it thinks it has to do to keep us safe. If it feels unheard, it just knows what it does is for survival, is to be heard, And so the more we hear it, the more we are aware of it, the more we sit with it, the more we acknowledge it, congratulate it, notice it, are aware of it, then the more it feels heard. The less it's wrong, and the more it changes. That's the paradox, it seems. It's instead of like, I'm doing this behavior, I want to stop this behavior, so I'll stop this behavior. The more the behavior is heard, the more the behavior is seen with compassion, the less the behavior becomes addictive, the less unconscious it becomes, the less desperate it becomes to be done, and the more we recognize ourselves, we were just doing what we knew how to do in the moment. And eventually it'll seem ridiculous to do that action that you knew you shouldn't be doing, like the more it'll feel like, I mean, again, the best I've heard is like wallpapering your house with receipts. It's like, sure, you could do it, but why would you do it? It's just like sort of this action that could be taken, but there's no emotional weight to it anymore. That's what it kind of becomes. That kind of emotional attachment is just less and less and less, and the volume's lowered. And then eventually it's like that. It's like I just, And by that point, anyway, you're feeling much better in yourself. You're feeling much more yourself. So, yeah. That'd be my way of going about it. If you think you're bad, if you've been making yourself wrong, if you feel wrong, maybe you don't know you've been making yourself wrong. Maybe you just feel wrong and you're like, well, this is life. This is just who I am. This is who I've always been, But you just feel off. You don't feel expansive. You don't feel joy or even neutral. You just feel like just off and wrong, or then I'd say the paradox is that it's not correcting yourself, not correcting your behaviours so much as it is seeing through the lens or the eyes of someone you really care about. Someone, a compassionate friend, is looking at you and saying, it's all right, mate, you know, you've got this, you know, you're just doing what you know how to do. There's other aspects that you've been doing that you haven't been seeing or noticing that deserve attention too. You know, just when you held a door open for someone, or cleaned your house, or, you know, you got up, you took a shower, you cared for yourself, you nourished your body, you ate when you were hungry, you listened. It's just small things like that, you know. You took a deeper breath than usual. It's things that can seem very small become huge in the eyes of compassion, through the eyes of compassion. Things that we often neglect, for societal reasons, really. Sometimes we're just so sucked in by what's going on in popular culture or the world at large that becomes the consciousness, and we don't realise that the magic is already where we are right now. There's always something to congratulate yourself for. Yeah, there's always something to congratulate yourself for. There's always something to acknowledge yourself for. No matter how small or insignificant you think it is, or a part of you thinks that it is, there's always something. And if you don't know, congratulate yourself for trying to find out. If you're like, I can't find anything, well, kudos to you for actually looking. You know, a lot of people don't do that ever, but you have. In this moment, that's something worth toasting, I'd say. So yeah, if you can still see me, because it's so dark now, the light is dimmed, but our hearts are still strong. I'll probably end it there. Yeah, that's a good place to leave it. But yeah, there's always something you can acknowledge within yourself, and keep being your miraculous self. The more we wake up, the more we realise we've always been our miraculous self. We just didn't feel heard in the process. Maybe, yeah. There you go. So yeah, if you resonate with this, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Stick around. I won't say it, like and subscribe, gets it in. Yeah, but stick around for more stuff, more content, more films like this. It'd be good to see you around. So till next time, till the next one, have a great day. Peace.